Hey, welcome to another episode of Uncle Ricky's House. Look, oh man, this subject is a little difficult, a little perplexing, and basically it's kind of like plucking on my last nerve because I got to talk about black people for Trump, or in the new vernacular that has been boosted since a certain black gentleman decided to wear a T-shirt during Trump's latest indictment arrest when he turned himself down in Fulton County, Atlanta, Georgia, to the Fulton County Jail. There was a black man out there with and being very vociferous, meaning loud and obnoxious, uh, with a T-shirt on that had a print on it that said "N words for Trump." It didn't say N words. I'm trying not to get banned on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you see this, but it said the what N word stands for. But he did say it with the AS ending and not the ER ending. But we all know what he meant because he basically explained himself. Now, that's one version. There was also a couple of black people that actually got indicted with Trump. One young woman, I think her name was, what is it, Triviana Ruddy. Hey, gotta make a quick correction. I mispronounced the woman's name. Her name is actually Travian Cutty. That's her name. That's the correct name. So don't sell me short because I mispronounced it. Roll the film. Was what is it? Triviana Ruddy. She was a former publicist for Kanye West, and we all, you may, I'm not gonna say you all because some of us are just becoming aware of there is, you know, uh, the news. But you remember when Trump and when Ye went to meet Trump in the White House, and it was a big photo op, and Ye hugged Trump, and Trump looked like he was going to shit himself, or it caused him to sit in some shit that he already had in his diaper. He wasn't feeling that, but you know, Ye was like, "I love this man," and we all know the mental state that Ye goes in and out of. But Ye is another N word for Trump. Now, how do we get to this category when Trump is the leader of the Maga Cult, the Maga Republican Party? And one thing about MAGA, they are not too kind, or they are not too, because of the strong, I guess, Southern and Midwestern and QAnon influence, the isolationist thing. They're not too kind to. They're not too endear. They're not about endearing themselves to people of color, people that look like me, or people that look like that have last names that sound like Benitez or Ramos, or people that have last names like Chang and Wang and Lee, or people that have Native Americans names like John Littlefeather or Mary Elktail, or anybody that's not white. And it confuses me because a lot of the leaders of well, not particularly all of them, let's say the Proud Boys, Denny Terrio, he's not 100% white, he's mixed, but he chooses to promote the white supremacist side of him. He ignores the, I guess, personal color side. But back to N-words for Trump. These are black people that sell out their own race. They say the same derogatory catchphrases. They support all of the conservative moves against blacks. They talk smack about black on black crime. And I'm not saying these things don't exist, because they do, and they are a problem. But not it's hard, it's the problem that needs to be solved, not a problem that should be used to beat down an entire race of people. Now, how does this happen? Why do black people purposely side with people that have no good intent or have exhibited their ability to be unfair to people that look just like them? N words for Trump. A lot of times it's money. A lot of times it's just personal fame. And a lot of times, believe it or not, these people don't realize or don't think that they are black. You gotta look at people like Ali Alexander, freaking the one, oh man, oh boy, I can't stand her, Candace Owens, or people like, what is it, Brandon Tatum, or silly ass comedians that are trying to, get into that top tier, like Terrence Williams. These are all people that could be categorized as N-words for Trump, even though they will be the first to tell you that, oh, I'm not an N-word. Well, stop acting like a lackey, stop acting like a self-infection, and maybe your own people will stop calling you the N-word. Because the other side, behind your back, they're going to call you the N-word. They probably call it to you, say it to you, to your face, and you don't care as long as they write you a big fat check. But there's a thing about selling out and, being the N-word for Trump. Because just like white people that run with Trump, when Trump goes down, you go under the bus first. You're the one that's left out in, left field all by yourself going, but hey, I did this for you. Yeah, okay, fine. But what can you do for me now? I can't do shit for myself, so why do you expect me to do shit for you? And one such person was a black gentleman. I use the term gentleman loosely just because it's, I guess, the appropriate sexual identity. But, and, maybe, I don't know, maybe I could be wrong about that. But anyway, his name is, what the hell is his name? That's how important he was before, he got arrested with Trump. His name is Harrison Floyd, and I don't think he's any relation to George Floyd, and if he was, he probably wouldn't claim it. But now that he's in trouble, because it seems that like everybody, including the young black woman that got indicted, that I mentioned earlier, everybody went home. Everybody bailed out and they went home. Mr. Floyd, being the MAGA black person, N-word for Trump that he is still in Fulton County Jail. And I'm pretty sure that is the last place a person like him wants to be, especially being a black Trump supporter in jail in Fulton County, Georgia. But how did he get there, and why is he still there? If everybody else got out, why is he still there? One, like I said, if you want to run with the big dogs, you got to be ready to get off the porch. You got to be ready to hang with the pack. He didn't have the money to bail himself out. And then, because he actually made too much money to qualify for a public defender, but he doesn't have enough money. Maybe he was pretending, like Trump pretended he was a billionaire. Maybe this guy pretended that he had enough money to run with the MAGA elite, the actual rich people that pull all the strings. Anyway, I guess he wasn't making enough as a puppet. Maybe he took the hand up his butt and let him move his lips, but he wasn't getting the checks like he should, because it's obvious they not writing him a check to get out of jail. Nobody was like, here, let me get you, call this bail bondsman and it's already taken care of, MAGA all the way. No, black man, stay your ass in jail. Now, there's some other things that go with it, but it's still Trump related, because he had a warrant out because he assaulted an FBI subpoena server who is a federal employee working for the FBI. So it's basically like he assaulted an FBI agent, technically. But, in the MAGA belief that, laws don't apply to me because I'm MAGA. I'm with the king. I'm part of the king's party, so get away from me. You can't touch me. But I guess he now understands that he can be touched. He will be touched, and in Fulton County Jail, he probably is being touched inappropriately. Now, this thing about black people siding with white people or trying to ingratiate themselves with white people by denigrating their own race is an age-old thing. It started with slavery, because you got better treatment if you were a slave anyway, but you got better treatment if you kissed Mouse's ass and got into the big house and became part of the house staff. Wiping Mouse's ass to some people was better than picking cotton all day, or pulling tobacco all day, or draining swamps so they could be turned into rice paddies down in South Carolina and Florida, or planting sugar cane. How low can I go to, save myself a little physical exertion, or dress in real clothes and eat some real food and not have to sleep in the slave quarters? Or either if I'm in the slave quarters, I got special cabins that's got some of the, masters throw-offs. N-words for Trump. I can't be big in my community because somehow I feel like I don't fit in my community, so I'm going to sell out my community and join the people I'm going to live off their crumbs, because the crumbs that they drop are bigger and better than whatever the biggest slice of bread is in my community. That's just how I feel. Now, this is America, and you have the right to feel the way you want to feel. Many blacks, when we first got to vote, they voted Republican. And the reason they voted Republican was simple. Lincoln freed the slaves. Lincoln was the founder of the Republican Party, so they felt like they owed a debt of gratitude to the Republican Party. And a lot of MAGA people, a lot of Republican conservatives would tell you that the party did not change, that there was no crossover of Republicans to Democrats and Democrats to Republicans, and that that's bullshit. No, there was a crossover. The Republican Party is ultra conservative, but it's also a party of really rich people. The majority, the ones that actually run the Republican Party, the ones that actually mostly vote the Republican Party. This MAGA thing, this base that Trump united, real Republicans can't detest that shit. They detest that shit. And a lot of them jump ship, especially a lot of black Republicans, because look, you can take it away from everybody else, but you can't call me an N-word to my face, because I got just as much as you, or I have the same principles when it comes to the green thing, which makes us common. But I'm not going to go out and talk shit about my own people. I might say we need to kill welfare, or we may need to kill Social Security, but I'm still black, and that's not going to change. I'm just a rich black person. Michael Steele, he left the Republican Party. But then we have people that realize, and I think these are the worst ones to me anyway, the ones that realize that you can go drain these suckers of some money just by saying, entertaining them by saying the shit that they want you to say in public. It's no sweat off my back because I'm gonna have the green and I'm gonna be out doing what I want to do. I'm gonna be eating the crumbs from their table and getting more than, and getting up out of the hood, or I can elevate myself by saying, yo, this is my buddy, this is my friend, our Kanye West. Kanye West, it perplexes me because he didn't have to go. I mean, Kanye at the time, before he just went totally mental and screwed up his own fortune, Kanye had more money than Trump. So why he was bowing and scraping to Trump, I don't know. And then he turns around and he runs for president at the same time. He runs as an independent. Trump is in the same race Trump is running. And the only reason he did it was to split the black vote. He thought he had enough influence among black voters to split the black vote so that would take votes away from Biden. And maybe for once in his life, Donald Trump could win the general election and not have to count on the electoral college. Didn't work. Trump lost and Biden became the president, and Kanye cut himself off from a large portion of his fan base. Kanye's committed followers are usually people that are on the fringe anyway, no matter what color they are. But he did, when he started out, he did generate a large black following, but he did the same thing that a lot of black artists do, especially when they're fringe artists. They start out making their money among people that look like them. And as soon as they get to a certain level where they got enough money to step out, they step out on that fringe, and all of a sudden they N-word for Trump. And there's been other questionable associations. I mean, Ice Cube has come under, the microscope because of some things he said, some things he's done. Bill Cosby is not an N-word for Trump, but back in the day before, 25, 30 women came out and accused him of rape when he thought he still had status and value in the black culture, when he was, Dr. Bill, Dr. Huxtable, America's dad, he basically came out lecturing to black people about how screwed up we are and the things we do that continue to keep us screwed up. And I'm not going to say Bill was wrong, but the way he did it was like, he didn't have to do it with the whole world. Why couldn't he just do it in the hood? Oh no, I got to sit on stage like the rich black I am and talk shit to my own people because I'm Bill Cosby. Now, this is, I guess, we got to look at that as give and take. But Floyd learned a valuable lesson. If you can't run with the big dogs, stay your ass on the porch. Herschel Walker learned the same lesson in the last midterm election. Yeah, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to support Trump, and these motherfuckers are going to send me to White House, to Washington, D.C. as a senator from Georgia, and I'm going to be big time. And I'm going to give everything Trump wants, I'm going to give it to him. Everything the MAGA movement wants, I'm going to give it to him, because they the ones that got me here. Well, football got you the notoriety, but that was it. People with good sense knew that Herschel Walker had no business being a senator in the United States Congress. And he didn't get in. Black people didn't support him. A lot of the rednecks, even though he was the MAGA candidate, they weren't going to support him. The extreme right-wing white superiority portion of the Maga cult, the Maga faction of the Republican Party, which is basically the real party now because everybody's scared of them bullshit artists. They wasn't gonna vote for him. He was the N-word for Trump. There are consequences to your actions. Omaroso. She lived off of Trump. I mean, she got the book out and all of that, and after that was done and people lost interest, actually the book didn't actually sell that well. Now she's scraping for money, trying to find somebody else's name to shill on. Candace. You see Candace Owens, she's still out there being the darling of white women all over the world. Oh, she's the sweetest little black girl I know. Y'all should listen to Candace. She's just so down to earth and to the point. And all she's doing it for is your money. Her biggest decision now is, do I stick with Trump or do I find some other races to back? I mean, she's wearing out her welcome with people like Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA. They used her, she used them, and now it's like, you know what, man, I don't want to do this no more. The Republican Party changed. When it became the Maga Party, there was no room for any useful, meritorious advancement of black people. You got people like Byron Donaldson from Florida, but he was raised up in that idiocy. So fawning for black people, he always wants to buff himself up and I'm 270 pounds. I'm a black man, you can't mess with me. But yet and still he fucking bends and bows and scrapes for a dictator, wannabe, and probably traitor. N-words for Trump. I'm not saying that, you got to stick with your own kind because that's segregation. But when you feel that your kind can't do shit for you, in other words, for you to gain a place in the earth or status among anybody, you got to sell out and support people, support a cause that you know has no goodwill towards people that look like you. When they get their way, you think they're gonna, take you with them? No, when the trouble comes down, just like Mr. Floyd recently learned, N-word, you on your own, buddy. I'm not even gonna say buddy. We need help, and we're not gonna turn to you because you can't help us. So you get no more money, you get no more fake love, you get no more elevation. Go rot in jail with your brothers, and just remember, don't drop the soap in the shower. Well, that's it. I think I said enough for now. Just remember, the next time you want to be an N-word for Trump, or you think that's the only way that you can get ahead, hit your wagon to the star. You gotta go where the star goes, and it looks like the star is sinking fast, so your dumb ass gonna sink right along with him. Peace out. God bless. See you when I see you. Bye from Uncle Ricky.